Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today I am here with Coach Caren Fern. I'm Terralina from California Cover Up, and we are the Biz Chicks. I want to give a shout out to my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, who's on assignment today. And we just want to say best wishes in all your endeavors, Fran. And we have so much to share today. Um, I'm going to stop talking and allow you to benefit from the expertise, knowledge, and experience of Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house. Put your pencils and pens ready because she's always dropping important nuggets and information that you'll want to apply to your life to help you manage your money better, because she is our money mindset coach. So let's get this started. How you doing, Coach?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Good.
good. Nice to be here. Appreciate it. The viewers live and the replayers, thank you for stopping by and, giving me a listen as I help you along the way in profitability. That's what I'm
Amen.
here for, right?
There
So,
you go.
all this month we're talking creativity, and last week we talked about what it is, and we
Mm-hmm.
talked why we need it to grow. And, if you agree to it, you really understand that the processes really help you, especially when it comes to money. Money is such a personal thing. Money is a
Mm-hmm.
thing we feel afraid of, we feel like a failure at, and all these other things with money. And I just
Mm-hmm.
want to know, when you tap into your creativity, you are moving miles ahead, whether you understand it or not. Things are moving around because you're allowing that space to happen. You're not squeezing yourself down, you're not being hard on yourself. You really let loose when you're in your creative space. And creativity could be anything. Don't be boxed in either to a painter, a sculptor, a sewer, a designer. Creativity could be anything. So don't be
Good morning,
fooled by it.
Yolanda.
Especially this is sometimes designers will make a sewer, a seamstress feel like they're not up to par. We
Mm-hmm.
all are. Don't let nobody push you in a box, okay?
Okay, Yolanda is watching and she says, Good
Hi,
morning.
Yolanda. So today we are talking about the process of bringing something into existence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to cover, what do you want to bring into existence? How do you start the process? Is it simple, easy, or hard? And if you
Mm-hmm.
say it's simple, it is. Now, the steps might feel hard, but it is simple. If you say it's easy, it's easy. But the steps to get you there might look hard. And the only reason they're hard is because you haven't tried them yet. So you
Oh,
give them this name, you call it hard, but it's really just steps. It's just the processes. It's just the system that you're building. Once you build that system into place, all the stuff that you were afraid of creating, because maybe it's a new craft, a new thing that you want to pick up, or something you've been doing years ago, but you put it down and now bringing it back to life, it feels
mhm.
hard. It's not hard. It's just you're going through the motion, you're going through the processes, you're understanding where you need to be. So today we're looking at the process of bringing something into existence. And I want to pause and tell you, just like how you bring creativity into existence in the steps we're going to talk about,
Mhm.
the same thing we do with money. The very same thing we do with money. When we decide it's hard, we block it coming to us. When we decide it's hard to get it, keep it, receive it, it is hard. And when you buy something, this is the other thing I want to know. If you're going to buy something, save up and buy it so that you don't stress about it. So coaching to some people is not a necessity. All right. And if right
Mhm.
now your budget doesn't allow you to pay for coaching, I understand. Go get the stuff you need. But coaching is something that propels you at a faster rate once you get to talk to the right people. It's really moves you along in ways
Mhm.
that you yourself, until you're in it, you don't understand how it can move you along sometimes. And if you never was coached before, you kind of don't know what to expect. Don't matter what a coach send you, don't matter what packages you get, you don't know what to expect. But if you allow yourself this openness, you receive so much, you just receive so much. So I have to understand that. So I'm really leading to, when you buy a coaching package, if you are sitting around saying it's very expensive
Mhm.
and I better get all my money's worth, I bet you're not gonna get any money's worth, because this is all you're looking at. My money's worth. Versus
Mhm.
if you say, I saved up because I really wanted to work with this coach. And now that I pay the money, I'm going to do everything that she wants me to do to get to the place that she has seen for me that I haven't seen for myself. And you really have to allow that process, because when you allow the process, great things happen. But if you're fighting against the process, it is
Mhm.
hard.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's hard. It's hard for anything to happen.
Oh my. Okay.
And so we're back to, we're talking about the processes here. When you're going to bring something to existence, it's like a birth, you know. it it takes 9 months to have the baby. If the
Okay.
baby come too soon, in technology these days, they live at 7 months. But in my mom time, a 7-month-old baby, my elder sister died, 3 months later, she was gone,
Mhm.
because life wasn't what it is here today. So
Mhm.
they didn't understand certain things, and they felt she was okay to come home. And she came home, and then, all these problems started arising, and she kept
Mhm.
going back and forth. And next thing you know, my mom wake up a day and she was gone. Um, could I understand a young woman how devastated she probably was? But
Yes.
I'm really talking about the processes. So when you're creating anything, don't be in a rush. This is what I really want you to say. Don't be in a rush. Don't be in a rush for it to be completed. So if you were learning how to crochet and you're doing the chain stitch and you're slipping stitches, don't worry about it. You don't know how to hold the needle, it's not hard.
Yes.
You just don't know how to hold the needle. You don't know how
Exactly.
to hold the tension, it's not hard. You just don't know how to hold the tension. That's all it is.
Mm.
Eventually, this hand of yours is going to dictate and direct how you hold the tension. It's one of those amazing processes that you can't even begin to understand until you're doing it. So you're holding the twine around here and you're doing the crocheting, and you're like, why is it lapsigatical? Why is it the stitch so big? That's because your hand doesn't understand yet.
And you're not used to looping it around another finger to
Mhm.
create the tension. And so these are all things that you learn along the way.
Along the way, exactly. And over time, you're going to knit a lot of squares and a lot of long, crazy looking things. And if you allow your creative juices to flow, you
Mhm.
can see different shapes out of it, and you can turn it into whatever you want it to be into. I used to look at this lady on PBS, a big woman, and she used to take the ugliest fabric you can find and turn them into piping.
Mhm.
And so when you see the whole fabric, it was never pretty. But when she turned it into piping and she entered it into different fabrics, now that she's making dresses, your mouth is dropping open. And I love her show, because she was taking I forget something about ugly duckling, she called her
Oh,
show.
uh-huh.
But so then into a swan kind of situation. That wasn't the words, but that's what it meant. So during this creative process, I used to be amazed to what she would make out of ugly fabric, out of
Certainly.
scraps that didn't look good. But what she was doing is allowing her creativity to flow,
Oh my
allowing
goodness.
herself to be, just to be in the moment. This is what creativity does for you. It helps you to be in the moment. It helps you to be here. If you're a cook, you're creating in your kitchen. So some people will come and say, I can't believe you're cooking for 2 hours. I would finish that in 20 minutes. That person just want to come in and eat dinner. But the creative cook want to be in the kitchen doing this, making the plate look good, testing out sauces, the flavors, understanding the spices. Leave her alone. Leave him alone. Same thing
Oh
with
my
the baker.
goodness.
That's what they're
Mhm.
doing. The people who do great in the food industry, in the baking industry, the bakers, are the people who understand that they need to be in there doing what they're
Mhm.
doing. Don't
Mhm.
misunderstand that they still want to be paid, and paid well. And so one of the biggest things that the creatives who are paid well understand, that they have to, if they can do it, they have to pay somebody to help them do this. Understand the number. If I
Mhm.
spend 2 weeks baking and building a cake, what financially, how does that look like money wise? And the person, if they don't know that they're going to consult with, will tell them. And now their job is not to get stressed out about that, but rather to create with the understanding that, hey, maybe I need to spend a week on the cake and not two.
Oh, okay.
And then
Yes.
you do that. And maybe I need to spend not full days on the cake, maybe still 2 weeks, but not full days on the cakes. Because
Mm-hmm.
also, let me just pause and say this part, creatives sometimes get carried away on a project that also don't need amount of time. We do this. I'm a creative. I know I do this, right? So you
Mm-hmm.
have to be conscious of that. But don't let the joy leak away. That's what I'll really say. Don't let the joy of creating disappear on you. Don't let it. Just enjoy it. I let myself go, but with structure. So needs to know what's going to happen. So yesterday I made myself a tights and it was cut before. So I would have, and give you this processes on my wall. I have like different assignments happening. You know what? I'm going to show you a little bit of what I mean, because this
Okay.
is so good when you could just um, sort of show and tell situation.
Okay. So
If you have,
I'm gonna put you on full screen so we can see better.
yeah.
Okay, as you bring this over to us.
Yeah, so even though it's all right because it's on paper, right? It's not yet on the wall. So you probably might be able to see. But what I really want to showcase to you is this is the card where I will
Mhm.
probably put all the instructions on. And
Okay.
below it would be everything that's happening. And
Uh-huh.
so these are dates and time and what's supposed to happen.
So it's a schedule. It's
Hmm.
a project, and then it's the schedule so you can project manage what's
Yes,
going on.
exactly. Exactly. And I'm saying this for my business folks because when you're able to, you're not taking all the joy and the creativity out of it, but you're being responsible in what you're doing. And you
Mhm.
have to be, because if you don't be, you can't grow your company. It just gets stagnated because you hear creatives saying all the time, I just want to work in my creativity. I don't want to worry about the money.
Mhm.
But if you don't have anywhere to create, where are you going to create? Because if you can't pay your bills, you can't live anywhere. So you can't create anywhere. So you
Actually,
got to
trying
do
to
the
tell
balance.
people you need to run a profitable business that's fun to
Fun
run.
to run. That's where I see. Terry's right there. We see it. It has to be fun to run, but it has to be profitable. She said it. So
Mhm.
you want to have it clear what's going to happen. I sew all the time. I take breaks. Like right now, I was on a break and I have some stuff I want to change out my wardrobe. I want to get back in there, and I like making my own clothes because I just don't like certain styles for myself, and I like making my own clothes.
You know,
I
and
enjoy designing a line of clothes and just set a schedule and get in there. That's part of my joy. It's not
yeah,
work for me. It's like it's my joy at the sewing machine.
and that's what started me with California cover ups,
Mhm.
finding something that fit my age group,
Mhm.
was attractive, and fit my body type.
Right?
Because as we, go through different stages in life, our body type changes. But yet
Yes.
we want to feel attractive. We don't want to look like our kids. We don't,
Right?
you know what I'm saying?
Right?
And maybe we don't want to wear tight things. Or if we are, we want to have something over it that makes it look flattering. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so that's what I understand what you mean by creating something that fills your joy and why you sew. I understand that. I feel you. You talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And if sewing isn't for you, whatever it is, you get in there. But when you understand that, also one of the other things I like to say to people, creativity, as I said, it's wide. And for
Mhm.
me, cleaning is another creative part, and people wouldn't think so, but cleaning it is for me. And here's why: when I clean, I come up with the greatest ideas.
Mm, mhm.
When I clean, I come up with so much idea that I know over time now that I need to have a notebook next to me. I need to
Mhm.
put down the ideas. I need to get it flowing. I need to get it going because it's really, really good, juicy stuff. If I was sitting there thinking about it, I probably wouldn't have. But I think it's the movement and what I'm doing. The same as when I'm walking,
Uh-huh.
I become this fountain of information as I move
Really?
my legs and arms. And everybody's different. But that's where mine come from. And if you're listening to this, you figure out where yours come from. And then you tap into that because there's more there. Wherever that stuff is coming from, there's more there. There's
Wow.
more there. You just have to go into it. Writers, when I'm writing, sometimes I'm inspired that I drop everything that I'm doing and I will write for hours because I'm just into it when I'm writing. And sometimes I just have to leave it alone because if I come back to it and I'm not ready yet, nothing happens.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I go back to, where did I get the juice to flow? What was I thinking? what was happening to me that I feel that I could have written? Like what was going on? What was started this up? And if I get back into that space, I mightn't write as much the other day, but I'll write again. The key though for writing anyway for me is to understand. I had to understand that I needed to set a day for writing. So I could write during the week, but I had a purposeful day where I sit down and I'm going to write. Because now the framework is there. As I said, everything is set up. I understand where I'm going, what I want to do. And I'm not worried about the story being or whatever I'm writing about lining up and doing great. That's not the writing I'm doing. This is the brainstorming. This is the crazy. This is the here's what's happening, and I'm writing it down. I'm going to get back there and go through and figure out. Because if I worry about that, I can't be as creative in the writing. I can't get it out. It can't leave my body. I also recognize that if I'm a writer on pen and paper for this situation, like I need pen and paper, the keyboards have me pausing. And I had to learn that for myself. And everybody's different. I also realized I can literally sit down and just let what in my brains flow. So the other way I write is to just speak into some kind of equipment, either Word or maybe just a video, depends on where I'm at in my phone. I will just talk. And I'll just keep talking until I'm all dried up. And I take and use what is useful and let go of what is not useful. Or maybe it's for another project because things happen in between. So I'm saying all this to say we do not want our creativity to be pushed in this tight ball and feel like we can't expand and do what it is we want to do. We just need to let it go. Then we need to watch our patterns in our creative space and tap into those patterns because it tells us something. It tells us about ourselves. It tells us how we work. It also tells us, you know what I learned from my creativity? After 2, certain things don't happen for me. Like once I hit 2:00 in the day, there's some things I'm not going to do.
Yes. Now I've learned that my energy level wanes at a certain point in the day because I wake up pretty early.
Yeah. Yes. So 2:00, I'm not writing anything anymore. The only way I'd write if I got inspiration. If the Father gave me inspiration, then it didn't matter the time of the day. But mostly if I am doing and conducting myself on my own merit, I'm not doing anything after 2. That don't mean I don't get stuff to do, but I'm just saying like I'm not doing the hardcore stuff. That's not happening. I'm starting to wind down. That's not what I have to force through to do it to get it done. Now, if I'm meeting with a client, it's cool because my energy power back up because I'm feeding off of their energy and we're talking about whatever they're talking about. So that's cool. That's good. But all that great stuff has to happen earlier because after 2 is where I could be editing a course. I could be doing like easy stuff. I look at it as easy stuff. Content creation, creating content or doing some kind of graphic work because I'm just enjoying putting things together now. I come down. So I guess it's the energy come down thing. I'm more at this slower pace. I'm more enjoying myself. I'm saying to myself, hey, Caren, you cover a lot today. This is where I'm at by then. I was like, you cover more than you think. A friend and I exchange a lot of conversation about business throughout the day. And I would say to her, she said, what you did today? I said, I didn't do much. She said, you sure? Because she knows me.
We take a lot for granted because it's routine.
Yeah.
And so we don't count that as accomplishing things.
Yes.
In fact, we have.
Yes.
We got up, we exercised, that was on the schedule. We prayed, that was on the schedule. We showed up for different shows, that was on the schedule. We talked to people, that was on but because it's so routine, we don't give ourselves credit for that.
Yeah. And when you look around, I was like, whoa, that's not true. Oh God, I got this done. I got that done. I look at her, I'm like, oh, this day was successful. I got a lot of things done.
and that's the thing. I think people don't really give themselves credit for showing up in their businesses and even in their lives.
True. You're right. You're right on. I know it used to be that thing because people say to me, oh, Caren, that would take you 5 minutes. And you can get this done, or people just invade my space and say, oh, I know you could do it in 5 minutes, and I would take it on.
People are
and I had to stop it.
People are good for telling you what you can't and can't do in your business. People, you better listen to your heart,
Yes.
listen to your mind,
Yes.
and govern yourselves accordingly.
Yes.
Because I'm telling you, they can always say, "Oh, you should be doing this, and you
Yeah.
should be doing."
Yeah.
They got a list of stuff
Yes.
that's going to supersede what you're already doing successfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you make that shift, you better make sure that it's going to line up with what you are willing to do.
Exactly. Exactly. This is why I have on my computer the things that I know I got to do, and I look forward to my prayer that I look forward
Mhm.
to move me through. And also, when anybody, one of the biggest things I've been doing for myself, and I know because when I was in college, it's helped me out, so I kept it up. I have a lot of sticky notes around my home about things so that I don't, if, because here's what it is. Emotionally, sometimes it's something that I'm really wanting to help somebody with, but I know it's going to cause conflict. But
Mm.
part of me want to say yes about it. That's how I come up with that yes idea of how many yeses I would say a month, and I'm not taking on anymore. And I
Mhm.
walk around and I realized, I said, I had this whole vision sitting in my chair, and I was having this whole vision of how I fit in my company, what I do, how well it runs, and how glad I am that God bring me to this place. And of course, as soon as I'm in that great space, somebody brings something that has nothing to do with my business in that space and
Mhm.
add on. And I remember saying the day to them, they said, but Karen, you're really good at it. I said, I might be good at it, but I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I don't want to do it. And they're like, I can't believe you wouldn't want to do it. I said, no, I don't want to do it. And then they went into how profitable it would be. I said, but I don't want to do it because I knew that if I had taken it on, it would take me out of what I'm doing, out of my realm, what I'm doing. My
Mhm.
purpose that God have me here for would not be reached because now I'm stretched too thin. Because although it came in something so simple and easy, it's going to take me away from what it is I want to do. And I have to be mindful of that consistently. Us creatives, sometimes we get so excited about the things we could do. If it's not in your package of business, don't do it. If it's just for your pleasure, enjoy it because you'll be sidetracked. And when you sidetrack, your money also gets sidetracked from you. Let's be clear with that. Your money gets sidetracked from you. When you stay focused on the things that you're doing in your business and you're not sidetracked,
Mhm.
you do better financially, emotionally, and mentally. But only you can dictate what happens because people are going to always come at you. People are going to always try to come in there and tell you, as you were saying, what you could do, a list of what you could do and how you could do it better and how you could do it because really how it could benefit them. That's what they're already telling you. If you do this, this is how I'm going to be benefited from it. So I want you to do this. But you don't realize at the time because it really looks like if they're thinking about you because you
Okay.
know what I do. You know what I do already. So why are you bringing that to my table? That's going to distract me. When I used to sell food, I remember this guy. There's a guy I had like me. And he would always bring me other things for me to do and make and stuff. And I would say to him, "That's not what I sell." And he said, "Well, you need to add this." I'm like, "No, that's what you might want to do, but I don't want to do it."
Because they want their immediate needs met by your skill.
Yes,
That has nothing to do with income making activities.
exactly, exactly.
This is a special order.
Right.
And the question is, do I have time to be making special orders when I am running a consistent business on a consistent schedule?
Yeah.
Don't get distracted by
Don't get distracted.
requests.
No, you can't get on those requests. I had my daily list of things that I accomplish every day.
Mhm.
And I know my big spurts of sale was during the lunch hour after 4 o'clock. I have to have so many things ready because
For
the
the
rush
next
is
day.
there. Yeah. And then people come and they shop out. And then I know around 6:30, there's a smaller group of people who come to get that's like the dinner rush. And then
Mhm.
then I'm over for the day. And I could pack up, clean up, and get myself together and prep for the next day.
Okay.
So if I take him on, I can't do what I just said.
Something is going to go by the wayside and you're going to miss your consistent customers, and
Yes,
it's going to interrupt your schedule,
yes,
your flow. And that's
yes.
the other thing about creativity. It has a flow. And when you interrupt it for special stuff, what happens, coach?
You lose your flow, you lose your focus, you're not consistent anymore. And you start questioning yourself. That's the other thing. You start questioning yourself. Since home in Guyana, people used to laugh at me and say, I can't believe you're so strict on your time. What's the big deal? Because in the West Indies and South America, people are pretty laid back. I'm always those people with a lot of intention. And I used to say, well, that's why I get so much stuff done, because I had a little one on my hand. And Terry,
Mhm.
he gets up in the morning. Once I realized it, once I set his schedule, Paul is up at 5, so I need to be up at 4. I need to be an hour ahead
To
of him.
get to get that rhythm going.
Yes,
You understand what I'm saying? Uninterrupted
yes, and
time.
that's what we have to do. And if we have kids, we have to recognize you got the kids. You're not going to do anything with them. They're there. How do you fit their schedule with yours? What do you do?
But even the Bible talks about that when it talks about a virtuous woman, she rises up early in the morning before her household. You understand what
Right, right.
why are you up so early? Because there's nobody else moving around,
Yeah.
taking up my mental energy.
Yes,
I get the things done on my schedule that I've
yes,
committed to
yes,
before I start waiting on everybody else.
yes, because that's what we do. Yeah, we're doing a lot of that. We do a lot of that when we got younger kids,
Hmm.
and you don't realize how much time that you're using up. And it, as you're saying, mental energy wise, that we're using up. And when
Yep,
we use a lot of that up, it's hard to do the other physical energy because
exactly. Or saying no to last minute requests. Oh, mom, I forgot to tell you last night that I need cupcakes this morning. Well, you know what? That's not going to happen.
ain't happening. Ain't happening. Yeah, ain't happen exactly. Because I was a baker. I'm the baker in here, and my
Mhm.
kids. I used to warn them and said, if I do not get at least 48-hour notice, you're not taking anything.
Exactly.
You're not taking anything.
We're not doing anything.
Yeah,
You,
I'm not
you
interrupting
need,
my day. But mom, there's eggs in the fridge. You could. But moms, you just nope. 48 hours. That's the rule. That's what's happening. You can go tell your teacher why you didn't have it. I
mhm.
can't do that, mom. Could I stay home today? Nope. You're gonna go face that. You choose to not
And
tell me.
you'll remember the next time, won't you? That
Yeah.
you're the only one who didn't bring something.
Yep, you know that. So you remember
Mhm.
it. So guys, this is what we're talking today. The process of bringing something into existence is exciting in the beginning. And all the steps that has to happen, sometimes we get bowed down that we can't do it. It's hard. It's not as easy as I thought it is. It is. It's just hard because you haven't tapped into it yet. And once you understand that and you start tapping into it, all of a sudden, this
Mm,
stuff you can do. And I say this, and I never realized that I was a system builder
mm.
until I become a
I love
grown adult.
a system builder. That is
I
great.
have always been the person who wrote things down and never understood that I was building systems. I just knew that I know what I know to do. And I would tell you, like, if you ask me, like a friend called me the other day and said, Karen, how to make fudge. And I said to her, she's like, wait. You remember all that stuff in your head? Yeah, I'm a system builder. This is
Mhm.
what you do. Now you don't have to do it like I do, but you also is not going to get the results I get. The
There you
fudge
go.
that you like, this is how I do it.
Mhm, mhm.
And she was laughing, and we ended up laughing about it because she says, you're telling me, and part of me was not believing you. She said, I don't know why, but I was fighting the whole idea about it. So I went off, make the fudge my way, and I just called her, let you know, the fudge did not come out great. Because some part of me was doubting that you can just you like know it like that. And I said to her, because all the systems, I realized all the systems that I've ever built within me sits with me. They don't go anywhere.
Mm.
And I use them sporadically nowadays because my kids are older. But I have been the person who, when I learn something, I really keep up with it. Might not be daily or weekly, but
Mhm.
sometime in the year it would happen. Like I can crochet, so I crochet things. I make crochet earrings. I do all kind of little things, and it keeps me in the spirit of it, right?
Mhm, mhm.
Because at one time I wanted to do a line of fabric and crochet earrings. So because the desire is there, I don't just throw it away like I would make things and wear it or give it as gifts
Yes, yes, yeah.
and have it around me because I don't know if it's something I want to take up at some point. Maybe when I'm semi-retired, I might want to get back into my design life and just have a few
And
things.
have fun.
Yeah, because it's not pressurous that I have to make money from it now. It's mainly just for the joy of it. And if I wanted to sell it, it's okay.
There you go.
So
I'm
I bring,
feeling
yeah, it brings me that joy.
it.
And
Mm.
really, what do we talk about here in the BizChicks? Business that is fun to run. This is what we talk about.
Yeah, exactly. So, Coach, um, let's sum this up for today. We're talking about bringing something into existence through creativity.
Yes.
and becoming a systems builder.
Yes. Oh, it's so much joy. Don't fight. It's like a budget thing. You know how you don't like budget? Budget,
Hmm.
people who don't like budget, you're fighting a losing battle. Let me just tell you, fighting a losing battle. No, if you got money, you don't have to worry about things, it's fine. But you're fighting a losing battle if financially right now you're not able to do certain things and you're not paying attention to where your money goes.
Hmm.
It just is. My daughter got a friend and she yesterday, like she came by and we were talking, she's like, Ma, I find when I sit down with you after you talk to me, she's like, Ma, could I tell you? Life changing. She goes, in 3 months, my life just changed. I was fighting you, Ma. Then you keep telling me I was fighting you. Let me tell you, the first 3 times I went away really mad with you. I didn't want to tell you, but I was mad.
Because it's embarrassing. So,
Yes.
it's that's why we've been avoiding it in the first place.
Yeah. But once you set your mind like, hey, I'm like, hey, kids, you guys are working for good money. You're young. You're still at your parents' house. What do you want to do? Like, go do it. And put a
Hmm.
little money aside, and then decide what you want that little money to do, and then do that with that little money, and stay at it and stay focused on what you want to do. Not because you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Those will come later. Like, focus on you right now because you're mom. You're home with mommy. You got all this opportunity. Take it.
And I want people to understand that it really is an opportunity. And so you have to point that out to them.
Yes,
Coach,
yes.
it's time to go. So
Okay.
is there anything else you want to share with us?
No, I just want us to stay in creativity mood right now. Later on, of course, I'm going to bring in things to you guys in the end of the year is coming around. But right now, let's just be excited in this mood. Let's just be excited in this time and place.
I have something that I want to share.
Okay,
Let's see if I can get this
bring
share
it up.
screen going.
Yeah.
And that is that. Okay.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
Can you see it?
Yes, I like it. God wants you wealthy.
By Francine
Fancy.
Gregory.
Congrats, Greg. Congrats,
Yes, but it
friend.
looks like it's on the
It's on
international
Kindle.
version. Yeah, it's on Kindle.
Okay.
It's available. The English edition. I don't know why it's coming up in looks like it's coming up in another,
Language.
yeah, as far as the price, but the price
Yeah,
is
the price
14.
is saying 1,250.
Yeah, 14.95. Let me see if I can just get to Prime.
Yeah, it's
Um,
coming in a different language. I
I
think
don't
that's
know
why.
what's
What
going
is
on.
that about?
I have no idea. Is it because it's Amazon Global? I don't know. But I'm going to
Um,
stop sharing that. But I want you to
yes.
know that the book is out
Oh
and
my.
we're excited. It's on
Yes.
Francine's Instagram, and um, we're going to be promoting
Promote
the
it.
book for
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
because I just want you to know that God wants you wealthy.
Yes, he does. He does.
It's
How are you going to help his people? Like, what are you going to help them with? You understand? Like, we need
exactly.
it. We need it.
So
Oh,
let's see if I change this background. Can I
yeah.
get to? I think I made a slide for this, but I'm not
Okay.
sure. Let me
Okay.
see where we can see better. I have to go into a different background to find it. Let's see,
Hmm.
here on Destiny Global.
So, is it an ebook?
It's an ebook and it's paperback. You can get
Okay.
either one.
Okay.
Um, so I think this is the slide that I created. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see that.
God Wants You Wealthy by
Yeah.
Francine
Yes,
Gregory.
Gregory.
And it's available on Amazon.
Amazon. Yes, yes. The slide is much better because I don't know what Amazon is doing right
Yeah, I don't know what it was doing over
now.
there either. So, so we're excited and we want to acknowledge Francine's creativity.
Yes.
It's a great book. It's biblically based, and I know it's going to help us all
Yes.
understand wealth better.
Yes. Yes.
So with
Good.
that,
Good.
I
Good.
want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing. And we want you to know it's okay to make money in your business.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to run a profitable business that's
That's
fun
fun
to
to run
run and go to the front of
of
your
your own
own
mind.
mind. Bye bye, everyone.